Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching Fantavision, and today I am discussing a couple of different topics that have recently come up that have me very interested and are definitely going to affect the future of video games. Now, let's go ahead and start with the PlayStation 5, because the PlayStation 5 was originally a console that sounded like Sony was going to try to put out for as cheaply as possible. They really wanted to beat Microsoft, and they not only wanted to move over as many people from the PlayStation 4 over to the PlayStation 5 as quickly as possible, but they basically wanted to make it so there's no reason not to upgrade. So there's that backwards compatibility, they've got, insane loading times, they've got all of these different great upgrades for the system. However, it sounds like one of the things that they wanted to be competitive with, which was pricing, is kind of in a weird situation, because Sony's reported that their manufacturing costs, they can't get that below $450. Now, this was a system I was originally thinking was going to be about $400, just because they discuss how much they want this to be a competitive price system, how they want to move as many people over as possible, and the cheaper the system, the more likely a lot of people are going to move over. But if they're going to be in that $500 price range, they're going to be incredibly close to the Xbox Series X. And if the Xbox Series X is more powerful, it's going to be a strange thing where people actually might get the Xbox Series X. I know I've been one of those people that's been like, why would you get that? But if for some reason the PlayStation 5 cannot get that price point far enough below the Xbox Series X, they're definitely going to have some serious competition. Microsoft is offering a lot of these same things that the PlayStation 5 is when it comes to backwards compatibility and all that sort of stuff, and saying graphics, loading speed, all of that stuff. So for Sony to really be competitive here, they're going to have to stick to that really low price point, and that means taking a loss. Now, how much of a loss Sony's willing to take, I don't know, but I guess just time will tell. Another strange thing is the fact that they can't get it below this price point, because when we've seen a lot of PC parts in the past, it seems to just keep trending down, and that's why the consoles kind of released at the same price point every single time. I believe the 360 launched and the PS3 launched, PS3 was like $600, but the 360 launched around $400. So that's the normal price point of these things. So it's really strange to have them really struggle this much. And I guess it's because of the NVMe storage format, which you think by this point, because it's been around for quite a while, that they'd be able to get that price point a little bit lower. Maybe even using a bit slower hard drive technology might do it. I don't know. So even though I think the PlayStation 5 is going to have a lot more exclusives and is going to draw in a lot more gamers, and a lot of people are already having the PS4 and switching over to the PS5, there's, that drastic sales difference, and but the fact that there's backwards compatibility, I don't know. That backwards compatibility could also draw over Xbox One users, or, PlayStation 4 users over the Xbox Series X because of the backwards compatibility. I don't know. It's going to be a much more interesting console war than I thought would be originally, even though Microsoft says they're not part of the console war. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and I got to get my notes out for this one because I don't have all the companies remembered, but for some reason, this GeForce NOW thing, which honestly, it sounded phenomenal on paper. It's like the only cloud system that I was kind of supporting, because you're paying for this service, or you get it for free and you just play it for like an hour. You're going to want to pay for it. It basically makes your computer a supercomputer if you have really good internet. Now, I still wouldn't be able to use this because of bandwidth and data caps and all that sort of stuff, and the fact that Comcast doesn't really know what a speed is to stay at, and they like to continually drop it down below what I'm actually paying for. But if all of those other issues were not a factor, this is a cloud platform I could actually support and say, hey, this is a lot of potential, and this could change the face of gaming forever. However, GeForce NOW, even though it's got all these cool things, like, you buy the game on a different platform, like Steam or Epic or one of those other platforms, and you can stream it on any computer once you own it, for some reason these companies are pulling the support for this service for a lot of these games. GeForce Now has already lost games from Activision Blizzard, Capcom, Rockstar, Konami, EA, Remedy, and Square Enix. And the reason behind all of these different companies pulling support, supposedly Nvidia is covering their ass and saying, oh, I'm sure we'll work with these people later. It's just during this trial period that people don't want to be a part of it. Which doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, you're going to be selling games to people that normally wouldn't be able to play these games. You're going to be able to open up the audience much wider for people that don't have a powerful PC and can't afford a console. So you're going to be making more money on games. I don't understand why they would pull support, especially during this free trial period. Because they'll find out, oh, I love playing these games on this service, and they'll keep buying more games. And if they like your product as a company, they're going to buy more games from your company. Doesn't that make logical sense? To me, that makes logical sense. But unfortunately, a lot of these companies are so greedy that a lot of people are thinking that they're pulling support because you only have to buy the game once. And there are a lot of people thinking that these companies want people to double dip. They want people to have to buy the game again in order to use it on the service. That's ridiculous to me. Now, these are just rumors for the reasons that these companies are pulling support, but think about the companies I just listed. EA, Activision Blizzard. I mean, these are the greediest companies out there that not only Rockstar even, they fill their games with microtransactions. They constantly do anti-customer things. And now they're pulling support on this platform that, like I said, has the potential to murder Google Stadia. There's no reason for Google Stadia to exist if this platform gets all these top-selling games. I don't quite know what the game plan is behind these publishers, but I'm really hoping that it's only during this trial period and that they didn't think like a marketing person and they're just thinking short-term money. Oh, I want double dipping as much as possible. I don't want people to be able to play a free trial. And again, it's not like the free trial is giving free access to these games. You have to own these games before you play them on the service. So it makes me just like, it blows my mind and just makes me question, what the hell are you thinking? You could do so well. You could expand this service so wide. Maybe they're working on terms and Nvidia has to pay money to these different publishers that have pulled their games. I don't quite know what's going on behind the scenes, but the fact that they even want a little bit of a cut on a service that is basically just making their audience much wider and making it much easier for people to buy games is completely baffling to me. I don't understand it. If I were these companies, I would be pushing the service on my own website. And if you want to work out some deal with Nvidia there, do that. But the fact that you're pulling your games from the biggest opportunity to expand how many people can play your games, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm hoping that they're not going to lose more games because the Activision Blizzard thing was supposedly a mistake and they weren't supposed to be there on the first place. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. I really hope they don't lose more games. I hope after this trial period that they'll put all their games back on there, because I would love for people that don't have a powerful system to be able to experience what it's like to play on a fully maxed out PC. I mean, my computer is not even maxed out, but I would love for other people to experience close to what I've experienced for many, many years. When all these different people go, oh, it's too difficult to game on a PC. I don't want to deal with all that stuff. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys think this is as baffling as I do, and just, am I alone here? What would you do if you were one of these companies? Wouldn't you want more people to buy your games? It just doesn't make sense. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys. Cheers. Today I'm drinking Summer Edition Red Bull. Just came out. Watermelon. Tastes like a Jolly Rancher. It's pretty phenomenal. Red Bull should sponsor me, but I'm not some like... They pretty much only sponsor the insanely already rich and talented, so I don't have either of those, so I unfortunately cannot get a sponsorship from Red Bull yet. I'm trying a new setup here. I've got the green screen heightened up. I'm standing up like I used to in my old videos back in the garage, except now I'm in an air-conditioned room. And I don't know, I feel like trying something new. We'll see how it turns out. I like the ability to walk around. I feel like I can gesture more. I'm not held in by a chair. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. Also, tomorrow I'm going to be having a giant stream. I have not done this in a long time, but I definitely want to start doing this again. And that is playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with you guys. I'm going to set up a tournament. We're going to figure it all out. It's going to be a little bit rough in the beginning, but we'll figure it out together. And I'll be doing it here on YouTube. So we'll see how many people show up, how many people are trying to get in the races. But the last time I used to do this, I mean, we had like hundreds of people show up. And it was so much fun. I mean, we played for like 3 to 4 hours. It was a blast. So hope to see you guys there.